You know, we all carry stories, joys, wounds, moments we want to hold on to, and others we'd like to do anything to forget. But what if the path to healing isn't forgetting or getting stuck, but remembering with hope? In this reflection, we explore ancient rivers, modern songs, deep pain, and the truth that still sets us free. Because even now, and especially now, God meets us. And these are the days. You know, people have been searching for meaning, I guess, ever since. We all want our lives to have meaning. As we move through life, we carry our stories with us, our joys, our regrets, our moments when it's all clear, and our times when we feel lost. Sometimes we hold on to the past too tightly, replaying good times maybe, or maybe sometimes replaying mistakes or pain over and over. Other times, we'd give anything to forget, willing to do whatever it takes to just wash it all away. You know, the Greeks envisioned a river in the realm of Hades called the Lethe. Souls would drink from it to erase memory before rebirth. The word Lethe is what inspired me for this week. I had never noticed that the word Lethe was the root of aletheia. You see, Lethe means forgetting, and Lethe technically means not forgetting. But aletheia is translated as truth, as in he aletheia eletherisi umos, which means the truth will make you free. So right from the start, Lethe by itself has an ominous feeling of bondage. However, they also believed that there was a hidden spring of Nimnose. That word is where we get the term mnemonic device. That is, something that helps us to remember something. The ancient Greeks would urge the dead to seek that spring and not drink from the Lethe, so that they could continue on in the afterlife and not be caught in the cycle. Pain makes us want to forget, or it traps us, makes us dwell there. When pain is intense in our lives, forgetting seems like a great option. We seek out the waters of the Lethe, which the modern psychological equivalent of that would be avoidance, numbing, or escapism. We try things like drugs, alcohol, work, binge watching, doom scrolling, or shutting down, or maybe even smiling when we're not okay. The methods offer temporary relief, and they offer a temporary escape from pain. We can see it in popular culture. Let's take Pink Floyd's song, Comfortably Numb. It says, okay, just a little pinprick. There'll be no more. But you can feel a little sick. Can you stand up? I do believe it's working. Good. That'll keep you going for the show. Come on, it's time to go. There is no pain. You are receding, a distant ship smoke on the horizon. You are only coming through in waves. Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. When I was a child, I caught a fleeting glimpse out of the corner of my eye. I turned to look, but it was gone. I cannot put my finger on it now. The child is grown. The dream is gone. I have become comfortably numb. You know, as a teen, I felt pretty lost, depressed, and frustrated. But you know, I really resonated with the words of this song. It became like a mantra, I think trying to help me forget and maybe just get lost in the music. It's just one of many songs, actually, about what it feels like to go numb. Let's be honest. We're all just trying to cope. But drinking from the Lethe, that comes at a cost. Long term, we become disconnected from ourselves. We disconnect from others. We disconnect from healing. You lose not just the pain, but part of your story. Bessel van der Kolk points out in his book, The Body Keeps the Score, that traumas that are suppressed don't disappear. It gets stored in the body. So, the total opposite of the lethe must be awesome, right? Remembering is important until we get stuck there. That situation has its anthems too. Think Glory Days by Bruce Springsteen or Jack and Diane by John Mellencamp. Glory Days walks with the singer who sings about friends that all they have to talk about is memories of a fonder time. It's really upbeat and fun, so much so you can miss the song's deeper meaning. It sounds like a party, but if you listen closer, all the people have is memory. Jack and Diane practically drips with stuckness. Jack and Diane are never really allowed to grow up in the listener's imagination. You can check out those songs on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music. Sometimes we don't just remember the past, we relive it. Sometimes over and over and over again. We replay the trauma or pain, or we replay a joy that has now become a hurt, a pining for the past. This is where people camp out in memory, haunted by what was. Numb keeps the story alive, but without hope. It's kind of a tape or a loop. You just keep listening to the song that reminds you of who you were. And it becomes harder to hear who you still are. Who you still are. Not who you used to be, not who you thought you had to become or grow up as, but who you still are. And maybe that's where the invitation is. Not to forget, not to get stuck, but to wake up to what is still real, what's still you right here in this moment. That's what pulled me toward a different song this week. It's called These Are the Days by the 10,000 Maniacs. It doesn't take you back or push you forward. It roots you in the right now. These are the days you'll remember, it says. These are the days to hold on to. It's a song about presence, about seeing, about not missing the life that is still unfolding right in front of you. It's kind of like the end of Glory Days actually in the video. The singer ends up, he's not stuck in the past. It's revealed that he's pitching to and spending time with his son. He's living life, and there's something holy about that. Now, I'm not going to pivot once again to the who, but they do ask the question, who are you? Well, the answer I'll offer is that you are the beloved child of God. God understands all this stuff, not from a distance, but from the inside out. This is what the cross tells us, that God has entered into our pain and hasn't avoided it. Jesus doesn't float above the suffering of the world. He carries it in his body. The cross isn't a symbol of escape. It's a declaration that even our darkest places are not God-forsaken. And somehow, mysteriously, from that place, God brings life. When Jesus met the woman at the well, he told her, if you knew the gift of God and who it is that is saying to you, give me a drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water. Jesus is not offering the lethe or the spring of Memnosune. He's offering himself for the life of the world. He offers the water of life. He offers living water, water that flows, that quenches, not the kind that erases the past or fast forwards us into some perfect future, but hope that pours into the wounds, hope that remembers, hope that sees, hope that stays. Paul writes that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character, hope. Not because suffering is good, but because God refuses to waste it, because God meets us in it. That carries our story forward, wounds and all, toward healing. It's not easy to hear in the midst of suffering. But that song continues. It's honest. It offers mites of hope, not guarantees, because we've never been promised an easy road. But we have been promised that Jesus will always be walking with us. So we look forward in that hope. So hear this verse for the present. These are the days you'll remember, when May is rushing over you with desire to be a part of the miracles you see in every hour. You'll know it's true that you are blessed and lucky. It's true that you are touched by something that will grow and bloom in you. These are the days. These are the days you might fill with laughter until you break. These days you might feel a shaft of light make its way across your face. And when you do, you'll know how it was meant to be. That's not because everything suddenly makes sense, not because pain no longer touches you, but because the God who knows your story, every part of it, has never stopped loving you. This is the Spirit, Jesus says. She will guide you into all truth. Not a truth that crushes, not one that demands you be fine or fixed or forget, but a truth that frees. He aletheia elotheresi umos. The truth will make you free. Free to remember without being trapped. Free to feel without fear. Free to hope, even here, even now. That's the water we're offered. Not forgetting, not stuck, but living right now. And these are the days. Amen.